Good team win. I thought our guys played well. I thought coming off the holidays, I thought our preparation was really good. Both the 26th, 27th, of course, and the 28th. Our last day of prep. I thought our guys really executed the things we wanted them to execute well. And, it's all about trying to get better every practice, every game. And that's the mindset that we've taken. And I thought our guys did a good job of that these last few days.
I do like the way your team just kind of closed out non-conference play. It was a tough game against Ole Miss and everything, but you guys, for the most part, finished really strongly.
No, I thought our guys did a good job. I mean, preseason is it's all about, for us, with 10 new guys, how do we get everybody acclimated? We have to get better through the process, and I think we've gotten better. And now we have to continue to move forward, but I thought it was a very good preseason for us with regards of our guys getting a good feel for what I want, as well as, what they can do, for each other on the basketball court.
You've been talking about depth, strength, and numbers. 51 points off the bench. What do you like most about that number?
Exactly. We want to be able to rely on all of our players, that are in our rotation. And I think tonight was a good example that I think everyone that came in the game really contributed in some way. Not all of them scored a lot, but they still made plays for us that we're looking for them to make. And it gives me confidence in what we can do when I see our guys, off the bench come in and contribute like that. And our starters, I think it really helps them because now you can go out there and play and not pace yourself because whoever comes in can contribute as well.
How encouraging was it for you to see Antoine and CJ perform the way they did going into conference play, given how they started their season a little later in terms of getting on the court?
Well, I'm really happy for both of those players. I mean, in Antoine's case, he set out missed years of basketball, so to have him come back and to have him play a game like he played tonight was really good for him, and it's good for us as a team too because we've seen him in practice. He's performed well. But it's one thing to perform well in practice, it's another to do it in the game. So really happy for him to have that moment, and then for CJ as well. I mean, think about what CJ's battled for the last 3 years he's been here. I mean, he's probably missed more basketball than he's played, and so really happy to see him on the court. Getting some quality minutes and healthy. And like I said, for all the young kids, that's the main thing I want to see them just be healthy. They love the sport. I want to see them go out there and enjoy it. And you can see the joy in his eyes when he's out there playing today. And now we have to build on it. He has to still get his wind. He has to still get his timing. Those things are still coming. He missed several months. But he was playing some really good basketball before the injury. And I know that it's right around the corner. He'll be right back to where he was before.
You guys win your last non-conference game of the season. How important was that win going into conference play, and will practice be more intense going into conference play?
We practice the way we practice. We approach every game the same way, and so we know we're going. We're starting in a new conference, and it's heralded as the best basketball conference in the country, and we're excited about taking our program there. But the way we practice and the way we prepare will always be the same.
How is momentum going into conference play?
Momentum going to conference, I think, winning games gives you momentum going in. We've got some wins under our belt going into conference. I think that's good. I think our guys are in a good place with regards to that. I think we're relatively healthy so far. So that's a big part of, any team's success. And so as long as, we keep working, stay healthy, and then trying to keep getting better every day, every game and every practice, that's all we can ask for. And our guys have done that. They worked hard for us. And I'm excited about this opportunity to have in front of us.
What do you think the biggest strides are that you've made over the course of the non-conference slate?
I think the biggest strides is our guys understanding what we want as a staff, how we want to guard. We're playing different than we've played in years past. We're playing more of a full court game. We're pressing more. We're running more. So all these things lend itself to guys having to get used to our system, getting more acclimated to what we do. And I think they're doing a good job of it. And I think we still have room to grow. And that's what this week is going to be about, how we can even get better in those areas. I think, offensively, I think our guys are getting better with understanding kind of what I want in our system and playing off each other a little bit better. I think the assist number was really good tonight. We'd like to have a high assist number. The way we play, we should have one. And so, I think we're getting better in that area as well.
Rolling with 10 or 11 players a game for the most part, that seems like a little bit more than you have in years past. I mean,
yes, it
yeah,
is.
because I remember that one year, the NCAA tournament year, there was only like 7 guys would play in a game, and now it's 10 or 11. But do you like that? Is that, you talked about pressing and defensively and forcing turnovers? You guys are exerting a lot of effort the entire game. Is that what you can do when you have 10 or 11 guys you feel like you can roll with?
Well, I think you have to look at each year, and each team is always different, Brandon. So for me, I look at our personnel, and I don't look at this is my system and this is what we do. I'm not rigid to that. I'm more flexible. So I look at our personnel and I'm thinking, I look at our guys. I'm like, we have good depth. There's not a lot of separation. So I said, maybe we'll play a system that more conducive towards that. And so we started committing to doing that. We started this well off in the spring and in summer, really committing to it. So the guys that were here in the summer got a heavy dose of preparing for this. And so that's why you see some of the guys are a little bit ahead of others in that regard. But we looked at our personnel, and our personnel drives what we want to do. And I thought our personnel lend itself to being more of a pressing team, more of a full court team, playing with more pace.
How do you think this schedule has prepared you for the Big 12 play?
I think our schedule has been a good schedule for us. I think we've had some challenging games. I think we played some teams, of course, Miami early on, top 25 team, Ole Miss top 25 team. So we played a couple teams in the top 25. I thought the teams that we played that weren't ranked, were challenging teams for us in the stages where we were as a team as well. They were well coached. They played hard. We had some really close wins, whether it's South Dakota State or whether it's Charlotte. I can think of games like that Stetson game. It was a great learning experience for us as well. So I think all those things help prepare us for what we're going to face. They all gave us different challenges, and I think our guys, will grow from the experiences that they were able to receive from those competitions, from those games.
Speaking about defensive performances, this is the sixth time you guys held a team you faced under 60 points. How impressive is that for your guys, and is that what you want, and is that going to be the model going into the Big 12?
Well, I think if we're going to have any success in that league, we're going to have to defend at a high level. I think if you look at the teams that play in the Big 12, you look at their defensive numbers, they're usually pretty good. So for us, we wanted to make sure we emphasize that. We've always done it as a program anyway, so it wasn't like it was a big change for us. The main thing that we have to do is we have to even be better at it. And so that's what we're trying to do, is improve on those numbers. We're not trying to hold them under a certain number or anything like that. We're trying to make sure we just guard the way we want to guard. We have a game plan going in each one of these evenings, and we want to make sure we execute the game plan. I thought tonight we executed it well. I think we took the players out that we wanted to take out of the game, and I think we turned them over. We wanted to turn them over, and I thought we were able to do that. So the things that we had set out as goals in our game plan, our guys were able to execute tonight.
When teams prep to play, do you want them to look at you and have you known for your defense?
Absolutely. I want them to realize that every possession is going to be contested. Every possession is going to be challenged when they play against us. I think that's the best way to be. And defense travels. It's the one thing that travels. Offense can come and go. Defense travels because you don't have to have many off nights defensively. It's like a shot. Sometimes you can shoot at the rim all you want, it's not going to go in. But defensively, you can get in the stands, you can guard and move within your system. You should be able to do that every night. And so we're depending on our guys to understand the importance of that on every possession.
Would you say your team put two halves together tonight?
No, I don't think we did. I thought we played well for probably 30 minutes of the game. I thought that we had a stretch there in the second half where we have to be better. We can't have lapses like the one we had in the second half. And I give them, like I said, I'm always going to compliment the other team. I thought they did a lot of good things, and so we had to make some adjustments. I thought they adjusted some in the second half and were able to take advantage of some things that we didn't do as well. And so we'll look at the film, grade them, and we'll get back after it and try to improve in those areas.
You've been asked a lot about the Big 12 this preseason, but now it's finally here. You got the non-conference behind you. What do you think it's going to be like next Saturday in Manhattan, walking in that gym for the program's first ever Big 12 game?
Well, I think for our guys, it's going to be one in which, the environment's going to be incredible. I know how those environments are. I was a part of them for a lot of years. So the environment's going to be incredible. So there's an adjustment period there for our guys. We'll try to do some things here in preparation for that to get them prepared. And then for us, being, the head coach and the first team that's going to the Big 12, it's exciting. I'm happy that I'm the head coach that's taking us into the Big 12 first, and looking forward to the challenges that it's going to present.
18 turnovers on the night, that's a tough number to overcome in Big 12 play.
Definitely, and that's something that we're going to, go over and discuss when we get back to practice. But I will say, in following Bethune-Cookman, they are the #1 team in the nation at turning you over, basically. So they do a great job of that, even though they do it in the half court and they don't press. We're ranked really high in that area. They're #1 in that area. Our 370 teams, they do a great job of turning teams over, and that's been throughout the season for them.
And then you've got another week to jump into a scouting report, but Kansas State, Jerome Tang, tremendous year last season turning that program around. What do you kind of know offhand about Kansas State?
I have not seen Kansas State since the last year's tournament, and so I'm gonna start looking at him, of course, when I leave here, and start studying up on him. But I know he's a terrific coach. He does a great job. Not only that, he's probably a better man, a really good man, heck of a coach, and he'll have a really good team. I mean, I've watched what they did last year. I'm sure with the momentum that they were able to gain, I'm sure they were able to recruit very well and bring in some more really talented players. And so I know it'll be a challenge for us, and that's what you have to look forward to.
What are you most satisfied about at this point?
Most satisfied right now that we halfway healthy. It's good to see us healthy right now. I mean, that's been so long since I've seen the majority of our players and guys that are really in the rotation out there together. And so to see CJ back out there, to see Antoine out there now, that's been really good for me to watch those guys, especially the guys that are from Florida and from Orlando and the surrounding areas to be back out there on the floor. So happy to see that, and just really satisfied with how our defense is really coming. I mean, we made a commitment to defending a little bit different this year, and to see, the results that we've gotten in large part because of our effort, energy that the guys bring defensively. That's been really good for me to see. So I would say, one year, our first year here, we were the #1 ranked defensive team in the nation. That was our first year. I think we had the lowest field goal percentage defense in the country. I think we held teams to like 36+%, which was incredible. And this team right now at this stage is challenging, numbers that that team had. Where I think this team can be, a top 25, a top 10 defensive team in the country if it continues to build on what we're building on now.
Do you see that fueling confidence in your players when they
Absolutely.
produce a good defensive performance?
It really does, and it lends, and the way we're playing now, it leads to our offense, because the way we're playing, it leads to the open court a lot for us. We're playing a 94-foot game, as I mentioned, so we out in the full court a lot. Like we turned them over 26 times, so that's 26 times we're probably out in the fast break and we're running, and so it's a little different style. Our guys are getting used to it now. They're getting used to the pace, and I think I said this about 4 or 5 games ago. As they get more accustomed to the pace, they're only going to get improved because they'll get comfortable playing fast. It takes a while to get comfortable playing the pace that we want to play. And I'm here to tell you, I think we're still playing a little too slow. I want to speed it up even more. So that's what this week is going to be about. That's what going into the Big 12 is going to be about, is our pace. But we have to do it with what you said, Trice. We have to do it taking care of the basketball. We can't turn the ball over 18 times in the Big 12. That just can't happen. And so we're going to continue to work on that as well.
The Big 12 projected you guys to finish last in conference play. Now that you have finished your non-conference play going into this first season in the Big 12, what do you want this conference to know about your team going in?
To know that every night that we're going to come out, we're going to compete at a high level. Every night we come out, we're going to defend every single possession. We're not going to take any possessions off. That's what I would like for them to know.
All set, guys?
Appreciate it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach.